Hello everyone, my name is Havian and today I'll be sharing information about the newly announced .hack game. Earlier today, CyberConnect2 hosted a YouTube premiere to announce their 30th anniversary game project. This is something they teased a while ago, and since CyberConnect2 are known for games like .hack, the Naruto Ultimate Ninja series, Ashura's Wrath, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, and their self-published series, Fuga Melodies of Steel, people were left wondering what this new game could be. The CyberConnect2 CEO stated that the game they're planning to announce will be a completely new game title that serves as a culmination of the technology, strength, and courage CyberConnect2 has cultivated thus far. And today, that game was announced to be .hack Z.E.R.O. CyberConnect2 sent me a press release for the recent announcement, and while it doesn't contain any additional information that isn't already available on the website for the game, it's still worth going over for those of you that are seeing this announcement for the first time. .hack is a series of action RPG games depicting a virtual game space called the world, and characters who are swept up in incidents related to it. The stories unfold in both the real world and the fantasy world within the game. The first title in the series, .hack Infection, was released in 2002 through Bandai Namco Entertainment, and 3 seasons were published in total. The franchise expanded to anime, novels, manga, OVAs, and more, pioneering cross-media world-building by telling varying stories from the same universe. The .hack series has always been developed by CyberConnect2 and published by Bandai Namco Entertainment. But for .hack Z.E.R.O, Bandai Namco Entertainment has given CyberConnect2 permission to manage the entirety of the project from planning and development to release. It will be a title that is fully self-published by CyberConnect2. It was also said that world-renowned violinist Taro Hakase has penned the music, kickstarting the project to the dexterous tune of his violin. .hack Z.E.R.O will be a novel RPG experience that blends the series' trademark duality of fantasy game world and reality real world with modern expectations, infused with 100% pure CyberConnect2 spirit. The game will be enjoyable for both veteran fans and new players alike. Please look forward to this newest iteration of .hack. .hack Z.E.R.O is described as the rebirth of .hack, and earlier in January, in preparation for this announcement, Famitsu conducted an interview with the game's executive producer, Hiroshi Matsuyama. In the section of the interview that Famitsu posted, he shared some early game details and information surrounding the project. He mentioned that this project has been in the making behind the scenes for a period of time stretching back to 10 years. That's not to say that the game has been in development for 10 years, it's more likely that this is something they've wanted to create for that long. During the interview, he shared his thanks with Bandai Namco, and then he went on to say, "Our all-new title .hack Z.E.R.O is a self-funded, self-developed, and self-published IP title by CyberConnect2. Bandai Namco Entertainment, the IP holder, kindly gave us permission. While their name appears on the copyright, we are the ones responsible for managing the project. This is an extremely rare relationship that would never be found in a typical licensing business. CyberConnect2 is 100% committed to this project, pouring all of its current technical capabilities, development capabilities, and connections with external partners into it. We are confident that this will be an all-new title that will be loved by people all over the world." He then goes on to say that he wants .hack Z.E.R.O to showcase the full potential of what CyberConnect2 has learnt over the past 30 years. He also mentioned that while working with Bandai Namco, they had to be considerate of budgets, which forced them to make choices and cut back on things. One example that he shared was the fact that even though the .hack series takes place in the real world and the game world, up until now budgeting constraints made it difficult to portray both equally. So they had to focus on the game world and limited the depictions of the real world to email and web browsers. But with .hack Z.E.R.O, they want to show people what would happen if they were in full control and could develop the game without any constraints, showing both the game world and the human drama of the real world. He mentions that even though this game will be an RPG, he states that it will include a complex mix of action and adventure elements. It also seems to be set after the previous .hack games, since he mentions that we should imagine that it takes place in a world 10 years away from the present world we live in. with a story that he seems to hint will include shining a light on what's happening in today's internet society, where the way people and companies portray themselves on the surface can hide their true intentions that are hidden behind the scenes. He also mentions that even though characters that look like Kite and Balmung appear in the teaser trailer, he states that .hack 0 isn't a continuation of the previous series, so people will be able to get into this new game without knowing anything about the series. A while back, I made a video of the last new entry in the .hack series, which was more of a spin-off called .hack New World, which also happened to be a mobile gacha game. Unfortunately, to nobody's surprise, the game closed down within roughly a year. After that, I assumed the series was pretty much over, since Bandai Namco seemed to be more focused on creating games for the Sword Art Online series, which at the time was more popular and was in the same MMO niche as .hack. But eventually, the .hack GU Lost Recode remasters were released, which renewed some hope with the fans. But after that, there wasn't really any worthwhile news about the series. Over the last few years, CyberConnect2 have been sharing how much they want to revive and remake the .hack series. But even though the original games were created by them, the license is held by Bandai Namco. So they've been trying to do whatever they can to get the green light from them for another entry in the series. So it's nice to see that they finally managed to succeed. I'm glad that CyberConnect2 are now able to self-publish a seemingly larger scale game than the Fuga series they've been focused on recently. There are still a few other games from their Trilogy of Vengeance lineup that they announced back in 2018 that they've still yet to release. So the announcement for .hack did come as a welcome surprise, since this is a series that people have been hoping would return for a very long time. If you haven't seen the old video I made for .hack New World, then go ahead and check it out. It's an old video, but it's a bit of a time capsule of how a beloved series could have faded away into nothing. We may have to wait a while before the game is released, and there's a lot that I'm hoping they'll include in this game. But first, I want to hear more details about their vision and see some actual gameplay. But when I see anything new, I will be sure to let you know. So if you want to be the first to know when a new video is available, don't forget to subscribe and enable your notifications for the channel. I'll be making some new videos very soon. But for now, here's the .hack New World video I made a while back. Take a look at what could have been the final nail in the coffin for this series.